Alright, what's up everybody? We are back with another episode of Radar Live. Are you on the map? Listen up, sit back, buckle up, because what? I got the juice in this bitch. Alright, so this new episode of Radar Live, we are going to talk about the male singers. I don't know which side that's going to be on. It might be this side. So we're going to do it again. The male singers. I'm really going to be discussing though this episode is not just male singers. I know everybody got their faves, and it seems like right now what the biggest trend is everybody want to be the next R&B singer. So you got people like Jacquees talking about like he the new king of R&B. You got Tyrese stepping out for a second like, boy, you want to get your out here. Well, we got new guys like if you're a fan of people like Lucky Day, obviously people like Jeremiah, we got the Trey Songz of the world, we got the Chris Browns, but this episode of Radar Live is going to be more geared towards the people who are singer-songwriters. So subscribe, like, share, all that shit. No, if you got somebody that you feel like I missed out on, definitely let me know. But we are talking about people who are singer-songwriters. So first up on the map, let's just cut right to the motherfucking chase. So the first person that we're going to be talking about is, now this person is somebody who is throwback old school. But I'm going to school you little youngsters, all right? Sit back. It's Dave Hollister. Y'all might not know who Dave Hollister is, but you better get into Dave Hollister, boy. What? So Dave Hollister came out around 2000 or so, and he was originally a part of a group called Blackstreet. I'm not sure if you remember Blackstreet. Some of you know kids might not know Blackstreet, but Blackstreet had some of the tracks like "Before I Let You Go." Something's going on. Come on. No Diggity. Everybody knows No Diggity. Now, all you young people that might be watching, tuning in, No Diggity, no doubt. I like the way you work it. I've seen y'all use the shit in commercials and all type of shit. So, if you've heard that song before, that is Blackstreet. They also had, if you're a fan of the cartoon Rugrats that used to come on Nickelodeon, there was a theme song that was created to the Rugrats movie that was Blackstreet and Maya. Yep. So they had a song together called "Take You There," and it was a bop for a little while, but that was the thing to the Rugrats movie. So Blackstreet definitely had some hits under their belt, and Dave Hollister was a part of the Blackstreet. Blackstreet actually went through a process kind of like a Destiny's Child of the Supremes, where it was a lot of different members, and Dave Hollister happened to be one of those members. So Dave Hollister finally came out on his own solo shit around 2000, 2001, and his first album was called Chicago. But one of the biggest tracks that Dave Hollister had was called Can't Stay. He also had a big track called Take Care of Home, and also One Woman Man. I'm gonna put y'all on the Can't Stay, okay? Just
so I'm telling you,
banger. Banger. They don't make singing like that no more. Y'all don't sing like that no more. Come on. So, another little tidbit about Dave Hollister, his Blackstreet days, is the group's founding members were Teddy Riley. Everybody, y'all should know who Teddy Riley is, New Jack Swing. If you don't, now you do. Another guy whose name was Thomas Teleferro, something like that. I don't want to fuck your name up, bro, but it was Teddy, Thomas, and Chauncey. Chauncey's nickname was Black. And Teddy Riley's street nickname was Teddy Street Riley, so Blackstreet. So if you didn't know how the name Blackstreet came about from the group Blackstreet, now you know. Teddy Street Riley and Chauncey Black Hannibal, I think it was. I can't read my penmanship. Dave Hollister also, I believe he was Grammy nominated a few times. But yeah, you gotta get into some Dave Hollister. I know that's throwback for some of you people who don't really know about that old school R&B. That is what these new young motherfuckers is trying to emulate. That kind of sums it up for Dave Hollister. Alright, so the next person that we got up on the map is gonna be a little known artist, entertainer, writer, singer, songwriter that's coming up right now by the name of Tone Stith. Tone Stith. Little known artist right about now. He's kind of building his buzz. Tone's been out since about 2010. He got picked up by Jazz Prince, who was also one of the people who kind of were behind Drake, and he kind of co-signed a couple of other people. Tone has a couple of, I think he has a mixtape or like an EP album out. I'm gonna drop links to that. He has a couple of nice songs off of there. He kind of has a Jeremiah kind of sound when you listen to him. Some of his notable works, if you will, as to why I threw him on the list. Not only do I like his sound, he had an album out called Good Company, which was pretty good, and it featured Quavo and Sway Lee, and then he had an EP or like a mini album called Can We Talk, both good, and he also opened up for her. Some of the biggest tracks that he did were Chris Brown for the Royalty album. He wrote Make Love, banger, and he also wrote Liquor, or co-wrote Liquor with Chris Brown, which kind of obviously thrust him into the spotlight because Liquor became one of Chris Brown's like #1 songs. So check out Tone Stith, another singer-songwriter that's on the board, repping for the R&B crooners. And alright, so we had to take a pause for the cause to talk to my homies over at Manscaped. You know, they definitely dropped a link in the last video. If you didn't catch up the last video, Radar Live B-sides. I know we in quarantine season, okay? This is quarantine season, but summer is eventually gonna come. You motherfuckers gonna step out the house looking like Harry and the Hendersons. All y'all gonna look like fucking Sasquatch, like Cousin It and shit, just hairy and badly shaped. So go over to my people Manscaped, make sure you get the kit and caboodle, and hook this shit up a little bit. Don't nobody want to see y'all out here with swim trunks and speedos on and shit, with Bushwick Bill hanging out like y'all got mini froze and shit. Ladies, get y'all shit in order too. Don't use this time to just sit around and get fat, motherfuckers, because summertime gonna roll back around. Y'all gonna all be looking like fucking dough, okay? Fucking Play-Doh, sourdough. Y'all back. Radar Live. Are you on the fucking map, bitches? Who got the juice? I got the juice. Who got the juice? I got the juice. Who got the juice? I got the juice. All right, so the next person that we got up on the map, we're gonna take it all the way to Compton, and Eric Bellinger. Now, Eric Bellinger got a little bit of fame. I'll give him that. But he's still very, very slept on. If you don't know anything about Eric Bellinger, he started out as a writer, obviously as an artist as well, but from his time of like figuring out what he wanted to do with his life, he wanted to do football. He wanted to be a football player. So he actually had a scholarship to University of Southern Cali to play football, but he passed that up to do a record deal with Epic, and you know, he started panning out some of your faves. So again, he's from Compton. A little known fact about Eric Bellinger is that his granddaddy, his grandpa, is Bobby Day, who was the person behind the song Rocky Robin. So everybody know that. Rocky Robin. So that's his grandpa's. So Eric Bellinger is the grandson of Bobby Day, who is behind Rockin' Robin. And then not only that, Eric Bellinger is behind all your faves top fucking songs right now. So let's start off with his own shit. So Eric Bellinger, some of his notable tracks are like Moist, Velvet, Type of Way with Chris Brown, which is definitely a banger. It came out a couple months ago. So that's definitely a banger. A lot of y'all don't know who Eric Bellinger is, and let me school you real quick. So first off, he gets compared to Chris Brown a lot. They do have a similar kind of sound, but in terms of like performance and shit like that, totally different. Eric Bellinger is also somebody who gets name dropped in the industry a lot because his style and sound is kind of like bitten a lot. You motherfuckers who steal and bite his sound and shit, y'all know who y'all are. But he's one of those people. Also, Tory Lanez, he's another one who has that. They have like very specific sounds and writing styles, and people kind of tend to, especially because I feel like, in my own personal opinion, they're not super big. So people feel like it's not gonna get noticed, but here we are talking about this shit. So some of his notable tracks, Eric Bellinger, we have, I mean, if you pick a Chris Brown song, he probably worked on it. So we got Usher, the Let Me See, his song Let Me See, What Happened to You, I Care For You. I care for you. Come on, that's a banger. Right Here by Brandy. He did Chris Brown's New Flame. He did Fine China. He did No Lights. He did Add Me In. If you haven't heard Chris Brown Add Me In, you are fucking sleeping. Like, I know it came out a couple of years ago. I want to say it was the X album, but man, if you just want to hear something that don't sound like every fucking thing that's out right now, definitely go check out some of these tracks. And just check out some of these artists that I mentioned in the show today. He also did Stereotype. He did Trey Songz Trigger and Disrespectful. He did Tiana Taylor's 7, bitch. Roman numerals just all off. He did Tiana Taylor's 7. He did Broken Hearted Girl, Out of My League, Three-Way. He did Three-Way, How You Want It, High key though, I know we're talking about the guys right now, I shouldn't be segueing like this, but Tiana Taylor's last 2 projects, bangers. And make sure you check out her special about the behind the scenes for her Petunia concert. And shout out to my girl Coca-Cola-licious, Courtney Gilbert. Not from the shop, but definitely was a part of the shop. So, Eric Bellinger, some more Eric Bellinger's tracks. I mean, come on, like I've named half of the top Billboard from the last like 5 years already. He also did Chris Brown's Fame. He did Mirage. I ain't no vocalist like that, but you know. He did Brandy's 211 album. He did Without You. Come on, this man helped co-write Brandy Without You. Just the sheer fact that you co-writing with Brandy. Like, everybody know Brandy. Brandy Norwood, you are the vocal by collector. We know this, you know this, I know this, she knows this. Like, come on. She just gives you what you need. Baby, I got what you need, baby, I got what you need, baby, I got what you need. Baby, I got... Oh, that shit just came out of nowhere. But, so he did that with B-Rocker. And he also wrote J Hud and Neo's Think Like a Man. But yeah, Eric Bellinger, definitely check out the man's Eric Bellinger. He has hits under the belt. I understand what it feels like to be an artist, but a lot of people don't realize that a lot of times it's people like these people who are penning their shit. When you find people that do the right work, right for themselves, get credit where credit's due. But we're talking about the male crooners who are singer-songwriters, and they have to be underrated. I don't want you dropping names like Chris Brown and Usher. Yeah, I know them, but you know them. We know them. Come on. The next person that we have up on the map now, this person, I kind of feel like y'all might not know who this is. How about this? Timbaland, One Republic, Too Late to Apologize. Everybody should know that song, right? So One Republic was a group that came out some years and years and years ago. And I want to say like 96, 97. One of the biggest songs from the group was Apologize. They've had bigger songs. Like recently they had a song called Better Days. They had a song called I Live. Counting Stars. So that's One Republic. So we all caught up, we know who One Republic is. Alright, so One Republic was actually they had one of the best-selling songs of all times, which is Too Late to Apologize. So they went down in like the books for that. But part of One Republic's group was a guy named Ryan Teeter, who did a lot of the writing and shit for their group, but he was also the front man for the group. So Ryan Teeter, part of One Republic, multi-award winning company. He's a multi-award winning artist in his own right. But let me just give you some of his rundown. Okay, here we go. So you had One Republic, Too Late to Apologize. You had Leona Lewis, Bleed in Love. You had J-Lo's Do It Well. You had Kelly Clarkson's I'm Already Gone. You had Beyonce's Halo. You have Leona Lewis, Happy. You have Jordan Sparks' Battlefield. You have Beyonce, I Was Here. You have Adele, Turning Tables. And Rumor Has It. You have Demi Lovato, Neon Lights. Ella Henderson, Ghost. I Want You to Know, Selena Gomez, Adele, Remedy, and then some other songs that I can't even see my penmanship for because I was scribbling. It was so much fucking shit. When I tell you this man has track on track on track on track on. Actually, I remember a couple of years ago, around the time that Halo came out, there was a thing, you know, everybody get their pennies all in a bunch because everybody was saying how much Kelly Clarkson's Already Gone and Halo sounded alike. I'm gonna let y'all listen to it a little bit. Here we go. Alright, y'all heard enough. So you see? So there's a similarity there. Ryan Teeter, bro. Track after track after track after track. Radar Live, Are You on the Map? I'm sitting here with the juice, no pants on. What? Next person that we got up on the map, we are gonna take it all the way to Louisiana. And from Louisiana, we're gonna bounce it all the way to Long Beach, California, Compton, Long Beach, Inglewood. You see it, bitch. I'm a blood and a crip. Fuck you mean, bitch. Fuck you mean, bitch. Fuck you mean. So the next album that we're going to talk about, the next person that we're going to talk about on this episode of Radar Live, singer-songwriters male edition, is somebody that is near and dear to my heart. I am a fan. I like this person. I enjoy this person. I like this person. Mr. Christopher, aka Frank Ocean. So I'm a super fan for Frank Ocean. Blonde was alright, but we're going to get there in a minute. So Frank Ocean was born in Louisiana. He ended up moving to Long Beach, California with his mom, who was I want to say a single parent. She raised Frank. If you heard any of his old mixtapes, he puts a lot of her reference in some of his songs. First album that he had was in 2011 by himself called Nostalgia Ultra. But before we get there, Frank was actually a part of the group called Odd Future. If you don't know who Odd Future is, and you know who Tyler the Creator is, then I don't know what the fuck rock you've been sleeping under. But Tyler the Creator and Frank Ocean all were a part of a bigger group called Odd Future. He decided to branch off. He was always into R&B. And Frank Ocean's first EP, kind of you dig, that he dropped for us was in 2011. It was Nostalgia Ultra. After that, in 2012, he came out with Channel Orange, which won a Grammy for the best urban R&B album. He had another visual album that he did drop called Endless, so you want to check that out. Listen, I don't know if y'all know this, but supposedly Frank Ocean not swindled, but he did the shebang bang and got, like, I want to say it was Sony, but like $230 million out of them. I'm still finding out more details, but so after that, he did the Blonde album, which came out in 2016. It actually topped at #1 for the Billboard, and it was certified platinum. He's also won 2 Grammys and a Brit Award, amongst countless, other awards. Some of his notable songs, Novocaine, which was one of his first tracks. Novocaine, 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 Novocaine. The next song that he had after Novocaine was Pyramids, which was one of his other bigger songs. One of the songs that I probably feel like is gonna be, so you know how every artist has that song, right? So like for Beyonce, I want to say it's probably like Single Ladies or Crazy in Love. But that is her song. For Tina Turner, it's probably like What's Love Got to Do With It. For Whitney Houston, it's I Will Always Love You. For Chris Brown, it's probably like Yo or Run It. But you know what I'm saying? Like certain artists, after they've been around so long, start to have a staple. Like they gotta do this song. I feel like this next song is Chris Brown. His next song is Frank Ocean's staple, Thinking About You. When I say it was everywhere, even if you get into just the sheer lyrics of the song, like come on. The next song that we had from Frank was actually not from him. It was 2 songs actually. It was Jealous and Power, 2 songs off the eponymous Beyonce album. And I think low key, Frank Ocean has been writing for a lot of people. He wrote a lot more songs for a lot more artists. He definitely wrote I Miss You, Beyonce. He wrote I Care, and those are from the I Am album. And that's what I'm saying, he's been around that long. Like people feel like they knew Frank Ocean because Beyonce put him on when she did the Beyonce album. And he wrote Jealous and Power and all that, and she gave him his props. But if you know music and singer-songwriters, he wrote I Miss You and I Care for the I Am album years before that. So that's what I'm saying, like these artists and these writers have been around for a long time. So wrote Jay-Z and Kanye's No Church in the Wild. He wrote Made in America for the Watch the Throne album. He wrote Slide for himself. Him and Calvin Harris. Banger. Would you ever rest like this? He also wrote Quickly for John Legend. He wrote First in Love for Brandy. And he wrote Oceans for Jay-Z. And he wrote Scared of Beautiful for Brandy. And if you listen to his version, it's amazing. So, yeah, Frank Ocean coming out here. And then, did y'all remember the whole little shebang with him and Chris Brown? And they got into the fight and shit. Y'all remember that shit? When I tell you they swept that shit under the rug so fucking quick, it was like, and then it was real messy because the bitches didn't want to be in the same room and shit when they was at award shows and like, if he gonna be there, I don't want to be there. What was that shit about? Because that shit was weird as fuck. Radar Live, we are back with you. Next person that we got up on the map, I'm talking about he wrote Mario's Let Me Love You, okay? Baby, you should let me love you. Let me be the one to come on. And then came out with his own tracks that I just can't help myself. I just can't help myself. I don't need nothing. Come on, if you ain't figured out what I'm talking about right now, baby, I know what you've been at. But I'm talking about Neo. So Neo came out in around 2003, 2004. Again, his first single was Stay featuring PDP, but the first song that he actually ever wrote, well not ever wrote, but that put him on the map was he wrote Let Me Love You for Mario. And then he just was turning out, I'm talking about the Midas touch. Everything Brother Touch turned to gold. Some of Neo's biggest hits, man, where do I start? So obviously, he wrote Stay for himself. He wrote Mario's Let Me Love You. He wrote So Sick for himself. So sick of love songs. I got so sick of hearing that fucking song. Oh my God, it was everywhere. He actually won a 2007 Grammy for Best R&B Album of the Year. He wrote Closer for himself. He wrote Miss Independent. He wrote Let Me Love You for himself. He wrote Chrisette Michelle's Epiphany, which became one of her top songs. So you see what I'm saying? Like, this shit is wow. He wrote Jay-Z and Beyonce's Hollywood. Banger. Oh, come on, I do what you do, what you. I see your face. Come to my place. Let's chop it up. Oh, my fault. My bad. He wrote "Knock You Down" for Carrie Hilson. When love comes around, he wrote that shit. He wrote "Let's Go" for Calvin Harris. Let's go. He wrote "Pretty Girl Rock." He wrote "Pushback." He wrote "Not Anymore" for LaToya. He wrote "Right Now" for Rihanna from this last album. He wrote "Russian Roulette." He wrote Janet Jackson's "Rock With You." He wrote Jennifer Hudson's "Spotlight." He wrote Rihanna's "Take a Bow." Of course, everybody in the world knows he wrote Beyonce's "Irreplaceable." And that's just a couple of the songs. Like, it was so much shit. I got carpal tunnel trying to write all that shit in my shit. I had to tell you do right by me. Everything. So he's judging World Dance. He's also a really great dancer, so obviously it makes sense. Sometimes they be getting these people to judge these shows, and I'm like, who is this? Who this person? How about who this woman? One of the things that I love about Neo is he's known for his signature hat. So it's rare that you ever see that milk dud ass head just out. You know, he always got a hat on. And I feel like part of that is also to preserve his skull, you know, his soft spot. One of the greatest things that I love about Neo is his longevity. Neo has been in the game for a really long time. He hasn't had a lot of scandal out. And he has, I mean, if you get in the studio with Neo and you're a new artist, you pretty much are guaranteed something that's gonna chart. You know what I mean? But yeah, this has been Radar Live, underrated singer-songwriters, men edition. Feel free, click the links, like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. I'll give you a rundown one more time of some of the people that we talked about. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. You bitches just gonna have to turn this shit from the beginning and watch it again. Get my views up, bitch. What, I gotta show some boob in this bitch? I gotta show some boob to get the views up? Damn, y'all wanna see some, yeah. Damn, Radar Live. Are you on the map? Who got the juice? I got the juice.